Hello, hi, this is LaShawn Jenkins with the Notary Institution. I'll wait a few moments for people to get on. Let me see how this works. Allow viewers request to join as you. Yes. Can you hear me okay? Right now I got the air on, it's hot here. I'm actually have a few moments before I head into my next appointment here today. If you're watching right now, give me a like, a comment, a share, or just let me know that you can hear me okay. I'll wait for some more people to join. You're welcome to share this live if it lets you. It might not sure. Okay, good. Oh, you can hear me good? Okay, because I know the air is on, and I know I don't want it to block the air. So today, we're actually going to cover a few topics. Well, not really too many, just like 3 topics to go over about, with the mobile notary business, and the most common questions I'm actually asked in inbox. And it's too much, just to sit down and reply to everybody, even though I would like to, but it's just really time consuming. So a little bit about me. I'm actually located here in Texas. I've been notary for about going on 3 years now. And when I first started out, I really didn't understand the business, nor did I really know exactly what it was. But, I just seen somebody told me about it, and I seen somebody else doing it, and then I just gave it a try. And when I first, like the first 2 months, I didn't receive any type of work or anything. And then I started researching things, and then I learned, in order to get work, just because you have your license and you're listed on the website don't mean people are going to find you. So I learned that you have to actually put yourself out there. So the first topic that I want to go over is how to become a notary public. Now this will vary from state to state, but majority of the states is the same exact way. You do go to the Secretary of State website and you do register there, and you also will make sure different states will have different requirements. So some states will require a background check. Some states require you to have education. It depends on the state as far as requirements. And then after that, then you will look into signing up to be part of the National Notary Association, which is a very highly accredited Brandy Fane, Texas. It's a highly accredited business. They do the background checks for everybody, and that's the industry one that everyone actually goes to and everyone follows. Okay, and then also you have to make sure that you also need to pick up errors and omissions insurance, to cover just in case any type of mistakes, lawsuits, or anything like that. And after you do that, once when all that stuff get approved, then you'll be ready to go with everything. So if anybody have any questions that they would like to ask right now about the process, you can go. Right now is the time to ask. Okay, Brandy Fane, what part of Texas are you from? Okay, and I think you had asked me about where do you go to become a signing agent. So the best way about cost is $250. Okay, where are you going that costs $250, if I may ask? Because I'm located in Central Texas, so I'm not far from Dallas. I'm in Georgia, so I need to look that up. Yes, absolutely. And each state is going to be different with the requirements. So I really can't tell someone exactly how much they're going to make. And, it depends on the state, because some states have different fees set that you can only charge so much. But there's also other things that you can do besides just doing loan signings, when basically, with the refinancing or people purchasing homes. There's a lot more that you can do with your license. You can do inspections. Some people go around taking pictures. Some people sit and do like work with the lawyers and do some of their stuff, some of their work, because sometimes they need extra people for helping out. Some people do wedding officiants. There's a lot of, oh yeah, that's about, okay, for $250 at the National Notary Org. Okay, yeah, you probably had got the highest package, but that package, that's included with the background check. They also, I would like to say that they do training. You take the exam, you also have membership, but that's probably including your errors and omissions insurance too. But Dallas is a really busy market out there, so I'm sure you will pick up a lot of work as long as you do all the stuff, all the things to get to that level. Okay, so I don't know, anyone have any questions about how to become a signing agent or anything, any type of questions? What is a signing agent? I'm going to use mine for travel business. My clients sometimes uses a notary. Yes. That's good. At first, when I first received my stamp, I did used to limit myself. And a lot of notaries do that when they first become interested in doing the business. They actually limit themselves just to one type of thing, one type of work that they can do. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can do. When I first started, I only limited myself to closings. That's all I wanted. That's the only assignments I would take. I wouldn't take any type of local work. If someone happened to find me on Google, I wouldn't take it at all. I would just simply ignore it, or I tell them, or I don't come to people's homes. But then I learned that I was missing out on money when I was doing that. And some days, with just the local work, I can make $200. Do you recommend signing agent as a full-time job? Yes and no. I'm not telling anybody in here to quit your job to become a signing agent. But if you're looking for money, extra ways, a start on where you can go to make more money, this is the place to do it. I wouldn't quit. But I do mine as a full-time job, and that's only because I saved up my money to be able to do this so that I can be able to afford my bills and all that other stuff that we do. What is the difference between a notary and a signing agent? That's a great question, because when I first actually started the business, before I even purchased my items and everything, I just didn't understand what a notary and a signing agent was. And really what it is a notary is a signing agent, but a person that's a signing agent is a person who is background screened. They get background checked by the National Notary Association, and the background check is a little bit more intense versus like your state, because different states may let you be a notary based upon your record or whatever you may have going on. Each state is different, but with the background check from the National Notary Association, it covers everybody. It covers everything. So that's the difference. That's the main difference between it. And then also with the signing agent, you actually spend more time doing things. So, when you're doing the loan closings, you have to print your paper, bring the documents sometimes. It's a lot more work. You're sitting down, explaining loan documents. Well, not really explaining, but I could say explaining loan documents to the clients. It's a little bit longer. You might be at a house for 45 minutes to an hour, depending on what type of closing it is. And most of the work for signing agents do come from signing companies. But now I learned that signing companies are not the only people sending out work for people. You can get work from a lawyer. You can get work from a nursing homes. Anybody can get, and you can really get work from a lot of different places. And I know that in this business, people tend to limit themselves to only one type of person, giving them work. I work for signing companies, So you make more money as a signing agent. I make more money doing both, to be honest. I do if I was to only do loan closings and that was all, then I'm limiting myself on the amount of money I can make. If you're doing a loan closing, sometimes, depending on where you at, they're like $100. I would say starting at $100 up to $200, depending on where you're located at. And yes, that is money, but that means you're going to ignore all the other side jobs, if you don't have a question. Okay, like, are you going to ignore, what's your question, Brandy? Like, you going to ignore, all the local work that you get? It don't make sense. And really, I think the term should be like more like mobile notary, people that do a lot of the local things. Brandy Fain, what can you do both? Yeah, you can do both. The only difference is a signing agent is a person who just do loan documents. That's it. And the background check. They spend, it's a lot more money that you have to invest in yourself, though, to do the signing agent part of the business. And I do that majority of the time, but I also do the other assignments too. I just don't limit myself just to one. So I guess for Brandon, if you want to better explain it, so do I have to sign up twice? Okay, Brandon, so in your case, I'm going to give you an example. So in your case, you want to become a notary public, right, for the state of Texas. So what you do is you go to the Secretary of State website, or you go to the Secretary of State website, you fill out your application. I believe they have an application fee on Texas, so you pay your application fee. Once when the state of Texas once when the state of Texas approve you, then you can apply to be at the signing agent at the NNA. And pretty much with that, it's a background check, and also they require you to take an exam that you have to pass in order to become a member and everything like that. But the thing is, with the signing agent, is more so like you have to understand documents. Do you not even really fully understand them, but are you able to sit there with somebody and be confident enough to teach them, to show them exactly what they're signing and everything like that? And it is an investment with that business. Do you recommend becoming a notary first? I recommend educating yourself first before you hop into doing things. That's what I highly recommend that. Because a lot of people, they see it, they go get their license, and then after they get their license, they didn't invest in any type of training. And then you find those people asking questions or messing up things just because they didn't want to seek the education. So I recommend you get all your credentials ready, and then after you get your credentials, and then you educate yourself. Because when I first did my first loan signing, it was pretty bad. I didn't really understand it. I took a course, I did take a class, but sometimes I'm more so like a doer. So if I do something, I will understand it. But if I sit there on the PowerPoint, I will not really catch it. I'll catch pieces here and there, but I won't really understand it. Just like going to school, yeah, and I don't like school. But I learned like, dang, like this is just looked up an application, not so bad. Okay, yeah, but I'm sorry. Okay, so with my first loan closing, one mistake I made was I took it at the last minute. 2, I didn't even have all my supplies needed to even do the signing, because when I was taking the course, I was doing some of the stuff. I was posting my business on some of the websites, and everything like that. And after I did that, you know, I did receive a phone call, and I just took the assignment because I thought that I knew, but I didn't know. I messed up really bad. I missed a lot of signatures. There was a lot of forms in there that I never seen before. And I know, like, you know, when you're going through the training, a lot of times the only forms that's really covered is the form, like the critical documents. So the deed, the trust, the note, the loan application. That was the only 4 documents I remember when I did my training. And when I got the packet, I was like, what are all these papers? You know, I did not understand. So I caught on pretty quick. And once when I caught on, I'm like, okay, you know, I can be at a house for 45 minutes, sometimes less. Well, really not less than that, but I'll say 45 minutes for any closing that I do is at least 45 minutes, maybe an hour if there's extra forms in there that need to be filled out. Okay, so Vanessa, thank you for posting that. She posted the requirements for a person in Georgia. The filing fee, yeah, that's not bad at all. But also, with, how you hide these comments? I'm sorry. Oh. Okay, then also too though, when you're looking at that, you also have to see the requirements as to where if you can do loan closings. I'm not sure if it's Georgia, but I think it's South Carolina or North Carolina. They are attorney states, so only a lawyer can actually do those type of closings. But here in Texas, we can do those closings. The only thing is, in the state of Texas, we have any type of Texas cash out, like when people a home equity loan. Pretty much when people borrow money against their own house, like a line of credit against their house, pretty much, those closings have to be done inside a lawyer office or a title office. That's the only thing. So, okay, so let me see. How many did we cover? How to build your business. I didn't go over that. Okay, so the last thing, these are for people that are already notaries. They already went to a training, they already took some training, but they're not really receiving any type of work. And the thing is about, in order to receive work, you have to make sure that you are listed everywhere on the web. Google, you can put yourself on Google, Facebook. You also need a website. That's something that is needed, especially if you want to do local work and you want people, not even just local work, but if you want people to find you, you have to have some type of website. You don't have to be really fancy or anything, just a website listing your business, telling people what they can do, and showing people, and telling people a way to contact you. Because a lot of my business, even with loan closings, like sometimes a lawyer, the title company, sometimes they actually will look for a notary online instead of like using a signing company. Some of them will call you. Website, listen on Google, got it, taking notes. Thank you, Brandy. But yeah, what was I saying? I lost train of thought. Listed on, okay, so I'm listed on Google, Yelp. I'm not on 123 Notary anymore, but it's not a bad place to list yourself. Even if you just do a free listing, you have to list yourself on the internet. Because sometimes when people are looking for a notary, they are literally going down the line, calling each person, and it's all about who answered that phone first. And then after they answer the phone, it's all about the fee. But it's whoever answered their phone first and whoever's available, and that's how people look for people. That's how the business pretty much works. But it's some other things I'm listed on. But I'm huge. Like, my online presence is pretty much there for my area. So I am receiving, I do receive a lot of phone calls, emails. I'm always checking my email. Like, me being on this live right now, I'm sure I'm missing some phone calls, but it's okay. it's pretty much being about online exposure. Even you can have a Facebook page. I mean, customers are not really going to go on your Facebook page and, look for engagement. They just want a notary. And I receive work from Facebook. I want to say I received a few, not many assignments from Instagram, but I received some. It's a lot to the business that really doing a live it's kind of hard to sit here and go through everything piece by piece, one by one. So that's why I want to host live classes, to where so like I can sit there and I can interact with people and we can go over things. But my classes will be small so that everybody, I can interact with everybody and better explain things. And also sometimes I know with training is hard because of everybody's in different states. My friend is a signing agent and she be on her phone so much. She said you can be busy. Yeah, absolutely, you can be busy. Yeah, but you have to put in the work. There is so much. It's so many things like I'm on that sometimes when people do call me, I do have to ask like where did they find me at, or it keeps track of everything so that I know what works and I know what don't work. Also another thing I do is hand out my business cards. I have my I got some on me. So these are my cards. I don't know if you can see, but these are my business cards, and I hand these out every time I receive a phone call and I go to someone's house. I give them my business card, and the only reason I give them my business card because a lot of times with the local work, it's all about referrals. Sometimes people don't need local work. People don't need a mobile notary to come to their house every single day to sign a deed or whatever document that they may have. That's not an everyday thing. So I know that when I hand my business card to somebody's house, I know that they have neighbors and they might be talking with their neighbor one day and then be like, oh, hey, this girl had came out one day, and that's how a lot of my work comes, just through referrals, by handing out my business card. Whenever I go into a nursing home, I make sure to with the nursing home it's a little bit different. Nursing home, assisted living, hospitals, you just don't go in there and just leave your business cards on the counter. You actually have to, go in there, introduce yourself, tell people exactly what you do, tell them about your availability. And I mean, really, I don't discuss the fees with them right then and there because fees is always going to vary, but that's another subject. But I'm going there, you give them your business cards, and I mean, you ask the front desk lady, say, hey, is it okay? May I leave a business card with you in case anybody else need any type of work? Because a lot of people at the nursing homes need work, and nursing home, assisted living, or the hospital. And the reason why they need a lot of work is because some people just, even if they are mobile and they are able to go to the bank, the family really don't want to go through the hassle of getting their elderly people, their elders, their grandma, whoever it is, in the car. They don't necessarily want to spend their time doing all that. So it is just easier just to call somebody to come to directly where you at. Let's see. I think I covered up pretty much building your business. Okay, nice, my friend. Yeah, Bernie. So, go sign up to get your license. And also, I will be doing live classes starting in September. It's going to be different classes. I don't want to put too much information in one class, and I don't want a super long drawn out course. I want to give people something that they can, it's not too much information coming at once, and it's really simple. When you have the system in place, it's extremely simple. Extremely easy. And I think that is all the questions that's the most common questions that are in my inbox or in the DMs or anywhere, or people ask me when I go to their houses, is how to build the business, how to become a notary, and where to go. That's the most common questions. Oh, another question is often asked is how much money can I make? Can I really make this? You can absolutely make a lot of money in the business, but like I tell anybody, you have to invest in yourself. If you don't invest in yourself, you're not going to make the money. If you don't invest any type of time towards the business, you're not going to make money. Just because you get your license and then you post yourself on the top, I think top 3 profiles. You post yourself on Notary Rotary, Notary Cafe. Okay. Give me a second, Brandy. Notary Cafe. What's the other one? I think I said 123 Notary. Just because you post yourself on those websites don't mean people are going to call you. It don't mean they're going to see you and just call you. It don't work like that. I literally sat down. I had made a list of, well, first I found signing companies, wrote down the information. It was a really long list. And then I sat down and I went through and found the websites for the companies and entered all my information. And it took about like 2 weeks to do that. And it was a lot of work because, one, you have to sit down and go through the list one by one and also fill out the application one by one. You know what? It's another company I didn't mention was SnapDocs. A lot of people rely on SnapDocs, receiving text messages, and to be honest, SnapDocs is good, but it's like at the same time, like, who wants to sit around waiting on a text message back? Like with SnapDocs, what they do is the signing companies, and they have a lot of control of who they can send notifications to also. But the thing is with SnapDocs, they send notifications of work that's in your area. The signing company sends notifications, and then they'll assign somebody. Now, the time when they will assign you is who knows. But one trick I learned with SnapDocs is when you receive, let's say if you receive a notification that's assigning in your area, you're available, right? The minute that you receive that notification is you go on Google, or if you go on Google, you see, well, you probably don't have to go on Google actually, but because sometimes they'll have that contact information on the when they send out the notification. You call that phone number, you call that signing company directly. So say if First Priority Signings sends a notification to you and they say available signing at this time, such and such. You call that signing company right then and there and say, hey, I received your notification that you had this signing available in my area. If you didn't assign it to anybody yet, I would like to take that signing. And when you do that, a lot of times when they send out notifications, sometimes they might walk away from the computer, or they're doing something else. So when they send in these notifications, they're just sending them, and then they'll come back and pick, which one would they like to choose. But if you call them, then that way, right then and there, they can most likely, depending on the company, they will just assign you to the signing. That's what I started doing, and that's how you start building your credibility. Especially when you're new. A lot of companies, some of the really good paying companies, they really don't hire too many brand new notaries. That's just they try to not hire them when they just started. But I know that if you call as soon as you receive that notification, most likely you will get assigned to that assignment. And also take better control of your time, because if you receive something saying at 3 o'clock today and you really want to do it and you're available, just give them a call, and most likely they will assign you. And that's what I did when I first started. I would just call on the people as soon as I had received the notification. I called them. Okay, Brian, say, so what package do you feel is best when purchasing my signing agent package? Okay, so I think you're speaking about the National Notary Association. So with that, I haven't looked at the packages in a while. Well, not a while, but I haven't looked up there recently to even really give you a good answer. But I would say, what I will say is, make sure that, well, it's going to be the background, but really what's the most important thing is the errors and omissions insurance. And I think with the packages, it must come with, oh, you know what, and it come with the membership, the NNA membership. That's a really good membership for when you first started, especially if, you know, you took a training, you're taking training, and you don't understand what's going on. Because a lot of the trainings that's out, you know, that's out here these people are from different states. Like I'm from a different state. There's somebody in here from Georgia. I see people in here from New York. You know, we're all from different states. So the thing is when you have the membership with the NNA, is that you can call. They have a hotline that you can call, and they will answer any questions for you about like a notarization or something. Say if, you know, you receive a call and you don't feel right doing it and you want to see if it's okay within law, you can call that number and they will help you. They will tell you yes or no, and they will do it based off of your state laws. And then they have people in the North Carolina. Okay, so I think North Carolina is actually an attorney state, but that doesn't stop you from making money either, because there's other jobs that you can do. I believe it is North Carolina. That's the attorney state, but that don't stop you at all. There's people down there that's making money. It's just the fact you got to be willing to invest in yourself. You know, do something different. Ignore a lot of like the negativity. A lot of people will say you can go to the bank, but I noticed that all those people that say that they go to the bank are the same people calling my phone. So, you know, the thing is about the business, it's all about how much work you put into it. And if you don't put in the work, you're not going to receive the results. You know, I think, I'm not sure if she's on this live, but someone had said that she paid for her training and everything, and she never received work. And she didn't receive work because I'm 100% sure that she didn't do the work to receive the work. She didn't sit down and find companies. Sometimes people just they're not available to do certain things. Well, their availability is a little off. It's all kinds of things. She may not have a really good online presence. And I know my online presence is really good out here, because I receive a lot of work. Sometimes people end up calling me when they looking. Yeah, I market myself a lot. Sometimes people they will call me twice because they thought I was a whole different person, but they was like, I called you already. You know, I'm on a different website that they found me on. Yeah, absolutely. Market yourself. And also, I said before anybody even sign up. Oh, that's how you do it. Okay. I was just learning something new, but before you even sign up to actually become, to even start the business, I highly recommend you look at your state laws first. Look at how much you can charge. Look at what kind of assignments you can take on. And that's pretty much it. You have to really look and see all the requirements for your state, because this person may make this much money in this state for what they do, but you have to take in consideration of their laws and their requirements in that state. Now, I know I think California is like the gold mine over there for for the loan closings, because their fees are a lot different. But also in California, I know the cost of living is high too, but they can charge a lot more, they can do a lot more. But just because they can do more, they can charge more here, don't mean that I can't or you can't make money where you're at. And I believe that anybody can make the money as long as you're willing to put in the work. Okay, so I'm not sure if anybody have any more questions or anything. This video will well, should still be, it will be posted in the group, I believe, after this. I think this is all I have. Okay, so this is all I have. If anybody have any type of questions, you're more than welcome to post them in the group, to network with other people, and also just to receive, basic answers or something like that. We will be having live classes starting in September. They will cover various topics. Next week, on August 21st, we will be hosting a live masterclass for the loan documents. Not sure like what kind of closing that we're going to do, because we can do refinance and home equity loans, new purchase. It's a lot of different assignments. I'm not really going to go all into them, but we will be hosting that live class. That's another common question that I see a lot. People asking questions about documents. And one thing what I learned about with documents is that you don't need to overthink them at all. Just go out there and just do it. So with that being said, make sure if you want to know how to actually do a loan closing and actually look at a package, we will have that live masterclass August 21st at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I believe I posted a link in the group. I also can post I can also post the link in the comments. So if nobody has any more questions, I'm going to go. Hopefully I can do this more often and sit and answer questions. But y'all have a good day. Bye-bye.